Word association game, the op. That's 5 words. Could you guess 25 words or less with just those 5 words? This is a very fun word association type game. You can kind of think of the old classic game Password. But in this game, you are trying to get your team, your group, to guess 5 different words in 25 words or less. I'm going to go ahead and show you the what comes in the box. We're showing there's been a couple coming out from the op in the same style, same size boxes. They have a little magnetic enclosure and an element of the kind of game. This one, how many what? We'll be doing a review of that here soon. And they have a scoreboard basically to keep track of points. This one here is actually going to help you keep track of how many words are used in each of the rounds. And we'll show you that here in a second. But the packaging is great. I think it's got a great look to it. Once you open it up, you have the rules and 300 cards that are stacked in here, which is quite impressive. It's a lot of cards for this type of game. They are not double-sided. However, each side of the card, each card has actually 2 sets of words that you can actually use. So 300 cards, 600 different sets of 5 words is pretty impressive. So you got a lot of replayability out of this with just the sheer number. You will be going through quite a bit of the cards, at least, in the game. It's very simple to set up. The rules and everything are explained really well. The game is very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to choose team members, someone from each team, to look at the card. And they would basically, for one game, you would say, hey, we're going to do the blue side of the cards the entire game. And then that way everyone knows which cards, which kind of set of words you're going to use. And so then the kind of clue givers are going to both look at these 5 different words and try to bid how many words can they use to get their team to guess all 5 of these different words. So it's very challenging. You think about it and you're like, okay, maybe 2 or 3 words per each. That puts you out, 3 words each, that's 15. And some you think, hey, really pretty simple. Others, you're like, I don't even know how I'm going to do that, right? So you bid, and so you bid down lower and lower. Like, I can do it in 19. Oh, I can do it in 15. Maybe I can do it in 13. And the other team at some point is going to pass, right? Okay, you got it at 13. You're going to take this 1-minute sand timer, and the other team, while they're guessing, they're going to start on 13 here. And now the other team, the clue giver, will have 1 minute and 13 words to get their team to guess all of those. They can go in any order. They can say pass or correct, and those would not count as words. But any word counts. So I could say Jack and the. You're not really supposed to gesture. So if I said Jack and the blank, that's actually 4 clues for one of those single words. I've already used up 4 words. But hopefully they would get that. And then we can go to not married. Okay, that's 2 words. Hopefully they get single, right? Move on. So that's the game. And it is surprisingly difficult and surprisingly, it's surprising how quick this minute sand timer goes. It makes it very, very difficult for the 1 minute. When we first played it, I took it to work. We played it during lunch, and we ended up having a house rule of as soon as the timer ran out once, we flipped it over, basically giving ourselves at least 2 minutes. And that seemed a little more reasonable to us. It was still difficult, but I liked kind of having a little bit more time. I think maybe with more practice, or I don't know. That's all I'll say is I think the 1 minute time frame is pretty tight. I think 2 minutes, at least starting out with the game, is going to be a little bit better. It's as far as the gameplay wise. Playing with the 1 minute was really tough. So it was like you wanted to bid low enough so that the other team didn't have as many words, and then hopefully they would take it, because some people, you'd fly through like 3 words and then you get hung up on one, and it's really tough. So you think about like password, you're just trying one word at a time, trying to guess one specific thing, and then maybe the other team would have a chance. It's really fun. I love the concept of it. I feel like you need a little bit more time, but easily adjustable, right? You can even go through, hey, 3 times of this. I think you still want to use it. We contemplated, hey, do we just play without the timer? But then there's no, you can kind of sit there and people can guess all they want, right? You're limited to the words of the clue giver, but everyone on your team could be guessing and shouting out all sorts of different answers. I think with more players, the timing of that could be a little bit better, as far as we had just a few of us. There was 6 of us, 3 on each team, and it's a little bit more difficult, right? Because you don't have as many players guessing and thinking through what those clues could mean. And so with larger teams, I think you could probably have a better shot at completing the card under the 1 minute, but easily adjustable. Just go 2 minutes or 3 minutes and play around with that. But I think you do want to still include that timer just to keep each kind of round limited, so it's not going to go on and on. You could try it without a timer, and you basically get to the point, right, or it's like, okay, I don't think they're getting it, right? But either you run out of time, or again, in this case, you run out of words. You can't give any more clues. People can continue guessing, right, until the time runs out. But if you get all the words, simple, you're going to keep the card. That's a point. If you're unable to get all of the words, that card goes to the other team. And then you get 2 different clue givers from the other teams. Look at a new card and figure out, okay, what are we going to bid on for this one? It is important to note, initially I was like, yeah, you give clues for these 1 word. You'll notice some of these clues are actually, or words are actually more than 1 word, like wedding singer, right? So all of these on the card are not single words, but it's important to know and distinguish that every word that you use does count, other than like pass and correct and those things. There's a little bit of limiting, don't do this guidance in here. Again, it gives you some examples. There's fill in the blank. But if you say blank, that does count as one of your words. You cannot say rhymes with or sounds like. You can't use gestures. And you can't say, a word that's part of the clue. It's pretty straightforward. A great word association game. It was a lot more challenging than I was expecting when we got started, but I like the use of this board too. They also have a quick setup, helpful hints and reminders on the board itself. The game is very, very simple, right? But I like that they have this available for people because it's, people on the teams, they can easily see those quick reminders there. And then just the track is a nice visual and to keep track of how many words the teams have remaining. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. That is 25 words or less from the Op Games, and that is how Liu sees it.